everybody. Today I kind of wanted to try something different. I don't know if this will be interesting. One of my favorite things to do for fun is to go back to old stuff that I've written and just see how much my writing has changed. Already within the past year, there are some improvements that I am making on like a more minute level. So I thought it would be fun to just like take a look at some stuff that I wrote a while ago and just like line edit it. So one thing I found recently is this old notebook. This is from my third year of university when I was doing my creative writing workshops. Usually our prof would give us some kind of exercise or prompt and we would have to like write something in class, and sometimes we would have to like share it and read it out loud. I have a couple like excerpts in here. It's not a lot, it's just like a couple paragraphs, like 100 words-ish. But I thought it would be interesting to take a look at the paragraphs and just see like how good they were. I don't know. The thing about writing in class is that you're writing under a time pressure. I really had to like learn how to become comfortable with writing in a notebook, writing under time pressure. I took a couple of the things that I had written in class and I typed them out on a Word document. I made no edits, and now we're gonna take a look and just sort of, I don't know, maybe we'll just do some line edits. And yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at this. The first excerpt, I can't remember if there was a prompt or anything. Annie and I were laying on our backs, our cheeks almost touching as we shared her pillow. I'll come back to that one. I'm gonna go to school in London after we graduate, she declared in her best British accent. She was in the habit of doing this now. She said it made it sound prettier. Oh my god, I cannot freaking read. She'd said it made her sound smarter and prettier, whatever that meant. Graduation, I pointed out. Okay, this is a weird choice here. Yeah, these days I'm kind of in the habit of just like cutting out any dialogue tags if they're not needed or if I don't think they're contributing. I pointed out is like a weird choice too. I think we can live without it entirely. I think we can add another one here that says, so it says graduation. Her ceiling was littered with magazine cutouts of One Direction. Every member was up there, but Harry's was the biggest. I could see his boy band smolder staring back at us even in the dark. I think we need something that says like, that's so far away. That's not like an amazing piece of dialogue, but I think we need something to that effect. I could see his boy band smolder staring back at us even in the dark. I don't love this. And the reason I don't love it is because there is an implication in this excerpt that the narrator harbors some romantic feelings for, oh, I called her Sammy. Why did I put Sammy? Her name's Annie. Okay, hang on. Yeah, there's an implication that the narrator has feelings for Annie, and I always imagined the narrator, I mean, this was an in-class exercise, so it's not like I had backstories for any of these characters, but I think the vibe here is that the narrator would be a girl, and in this moment she's kind of like wrestling with her feelings for her friend. I don't know if it would fit that she would say boy band smolder here. I kind of want the narrator to have a little bit more like disdain for this kind of boy band poster, because maybe she herself does not, she's not a fan of One Direction. Maybe she does not like boys. So I think we could use something here that implies that she has a little bit more disdain. Maybe we could say, I feel like we could also be a little bit more descriptive with what this room would look like, and I would imagine these two are in high school, like just started high school or maybe end of middle school. Actually, with graduation, I think that would be the start of high school. I could see his laminated. Also it would be on the ceiling, so it would be staring down at us. That sounds more condescending. Staring down at us. Yeah, even in the dark. Yeah, I was trying to think of like, what does a poster look like? It would be laminated, it would be glossy. I was also thinking of using, I could see his plastic smirk, but I think plastic, we don't often use that for things that are not like 3D. I feel like a poster is like flat and then staring down at us, kind of like in a condescending way. Is laminated what I'm looking for here? Posters are laminated, right? Okay, anyways, I know Annie said I'm just planning early. Again, Annie said is a little like, I feel like we could make that a little bit more interesting. I don't know. Actually, one thing is we could just take this part and put it up here. You could even see something like Annie smiled, or just something that's a little bit more evocative than just she said that. So I'm actually just gonna move that up here. And since there's only two characters here, Annie and the narrator who's in first person, we don't have to say Annie again. I know she rolled over so that she was pressed against me now. She rolled over so that she was pressed against me now. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just planning early. She smelled like her Bath & Body Works hand lotion and a bit like the spring rolls her mom had cooked for dinner. Yeah. That night I fell asleep to her even breaths and the warmth of her legs tangled in mine, and I wondered if I could go to London too. Falling asleep to even breaths is, I would say that that's a pretty familiar phrase, I think. Okay, if we want to use that same imagery, since they're pressed up against each other, we could even use falling asleep. I fell asleep to, I think I'm looking for the word pulse, but not the word pulse. Pulse doesn't sound right, you know? I don't like steady rhythm. I actually think I like the rhythm. That night I fell asleep to the rhythm of her breathing, the warmth of her legs tangled in mine. I don't even like this. This is still, okay, I'm gonna go with the rhythm of her breaths. Instead of trying to like describe the like up and down of her stomach against this narrator's arm, it sounds quite muddled actually. But I do like a rhythm over even breaths. It's still pretty familiar, but the word rhythm just sounds more like, I think there's more of a connotation of like movement. Legs tangled in mine, and I wondered if I could go to London too. And I dreamt of London. I think this could even be a paragraph break. I fell asleep hours later to the rhythm of her breaths. The rhythm of her breaths or breathing. Warmth of her legs tangled in mine. Yeah, this is a little too forward. So I'm gonna say, and that night I dreamt of London. I think that just pulls back a little bit more. I kind of want to remove this as her pillow. I want to add like more atmosphere, you know? Okay, so I added this sentence because I think it just makes it clear that the narrator is, you know, like a little bit afraid to move. Should be the other way around. And count it. Okay. I think there's definitely other places we can be specific. The one that relaxed tangled in mine is also something that feels really familiar to me. Our legs tangled together. I don't know if it's wordy. It also does a little bit more to remind the reader of their ages. Like, we have a little bit more detail now. Glow in the dark stars. The One Direction cutouts, Bath and Body Works, polka dot duvet. I mean, I could toil over this for forever. But I mean, that's a good start. Usually with stuff like this, my main goal is to just like ask myself what sounds cliche, if there are any like weasel words, because it's like just an excerpt, like it's not even a short story or anything like that. There's kind of no substance, but at least there's a little bit more detail. Anyways, yeah, I hope that was fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. I have a lot of like old writing, and I usually just like do this on my own time whenever I'm bored or whenever I want to break from my manuscript. So yeah, I might do more in the future. Okay, thank you for watching.